I've done a video on these guys before. This is just a little nightlight type contraption, if you can see that, with some sticky tape down there. And when you buy one of these, it comes with a couple of these sticky tapes. Now here's the thing, you don't need to order, oh that was smart, you don't need to order more of these sticky tapes. For fleas, what works great is a little Tupperware container or some sort of shallow dish full of soapy water. The fleas are still going to be attracted to the light, and they're going to get in that soapy water, and they're not going to get out. It's amazing how well these things work. And you can see that the sticky tape has attracted some other things, especially spiders, which is fine. And there's a mosquito over there. But I just don't want you to think that you have to buy the sticky tape. You know, there's no reason you can't, in an off-grid situation, do this with some of those little solar lights, you know, the little garden stake solar lights. I think you can get them for a couple bucks. You know, in an SHTF situation, part of your daily routine may be bringing the solar stake lights from outside that have been charging all day and, you know, waller out a hole there and just stick the light in here so that you can do your pest control during the night in your grid down home. This is a wax myrtle bush, and it's supposed to have some flea control properties. I know that kind of like citronella, you can somehow process the wax out of it and make candles. But just growing as it is, it's supposed to have some flea control properties, and hopefully other insects. I've done videos on how wonderful diatomaceous earth is, and there's plenty of more intelligent videos on how it works and what you can do with it. But I've now upped my cache of diatomaceous earth to 80 pounds. The stuff just really comes in handy for ants, roaches, any kind of insect that has a, you know, I guess all insects have an outer shell, don't they? Anyway, it's great stuff. I put it in my chicken's feed. It's edible for animals, and you can also buy the human grade stuff, and it's just great stuff. And chickens love it too. I was watching a video the other day about this woman who grew up and still lived far out in the middle of nowhere in Russia, Siberia, I guess. And it was a very interesting video, but what I really keyed on was how all around her house the grass was grown up, you know, chest high, except for the little trails where she would walk back and forth during her daily chores. And it occurred to me, that's fine in a place where you've got a short summer season and it's going to be winter time and snow's going to be on the ground. But here in the Florida Panhandle, I mean, you can see this mowing here, that's only been a week, and you can see the difference between the mowed area and the non-mowed area. After SHTF, we're not going to have gas lawnmowers for very long. Gas is going to be way more important than that. So you've got to have another way of getting that grass down. And the reason why is because that grass is going to be just a wonderful place for ticks and snakes to proliferate. And I hate snakes, but I really hate ticks. I hate their guts. So think of a way that you can still mow in an SHTF situation. You know, all the advice about mosquito control speaks of, you know, making sure that there's no containers with rainwater that the mosquitoes can breed in. Well, I live next to a swamp. Matter of fact, I'm surrounded by swamp. So me making sure that you know, the odd container doesn't have water in it, is kind of, you know, sticking your finger in a busting dam. So we have to look at other ways of controlling and fighting mosquitoes than just making sure that there's not standing water, because there's standing water everywhere. Bug zappers are great, and even after SHTF, if you have some way of procuring electricity, such as you know, a vehicle with an inverter or solar battery banks, you may still want to look at, you know, having one at your outdoor kitchen during meal times, just to make it a little easier. I definitely would not throw the bug zapper out after SHTF if you have a way to procure electricity. They're still great. Around here, prior to SHTF, we use it, I won't say sparingly, but we only turn them on if we're having, you know, something going on outside, or if I'm just outside working and the bugs are bad, depending on the time of the day. I don't keep it on all the time, just whenever we feel like we need it. Citronella candles are an old standby for keeping bugs away, specifically mosquitoes, and they're great. We have some of those, and it's not a bad idea to stockpile them. They're not expensive, and as far as I know, you can put them up on the shelf and keep them forever. Bats, birds, and toads are another good deterrent for, not a deterrent, it doesn't deter mosquitoes. It's a great way to control mosquito population. I have not done enough here to bring in bats. I have it on my list to build some bat houses, and I understand that you have to build them just so to attract the bats, and but that's something I intend to do. We have lots of birds here. I don't know that building bird houses is necessary. This place is like a bird refuge. Toads. Another reason to keep snakes down, as if you needed another reason, is because of toads. You want frogs and toads. They kill lots of mosquitoes. They eat mosquitoes and bugs. And snakes don't do that. But snakes do eat lots of frogs and toads. When it comes to vermin, rats, and mice, you know, you've got to stay on top of that. And so right now you need to have a collection of mouse and rat traps, and I would recommend getting some of the live traps. You can find those on sale too, you know, a large one and a small one for 20-25 bucks sometime. After SHTF, you're not going to be able to go procure these things, so just get them. If you don't need to use them right now, God bless you. Put them in a bucket, seal it up, you'll have it later. Also, a good little pellet rifle would be great for shooting squirrels and rats. You know, and you may want to eat the squirrels. You may just want to get rid of them as a pest. Now, there is a cautionary tale here, and that is, if you're going to set a trap, whether it be a spring trap or a live trap, don't forget the trap. In preparing for this video, I started looking for my large trap, and then I recalled I had set it out in a shed and forgotten about it. So that little fella, who I would have killed anyway, did not deserve to die a slow death by lack of water. And I really feel bad about that. Keep track of your traps. Don't forget that you've put one out. So not only did I needlessly make an animal suffer, now I got to clean that out.